There is something on your mind by the way you look at me. There is something on your mind, pretty baby, by the way you look at me. Can what you're thinking bring happiness, or will it bring misery? No, please don't try to tell me, 'cause I may not understand. No, please don't try to tell me, 'cause I may not understand. You want me to try and forget you, but I'll do the best I can. If you ever think about me, if I ever cross your mind, if you ever think about me, pretty baby, if I ever cross your mind, well, you know I'm yours, and baby, I know you're mine. Okay. All right. I have a 7-card spread. There is something on your mind. The bottom of the deck is the world, the ending, a big ending, a major ending, an ending to change everything. This ending was set to change the whole game. This was a very important and significant ending that's come up for you. Let's see what's coming out in these cards. I want you to be able to see too. Okay. So, in the past, the Page of Wands. Ooh, bad news came in. Bad news bears. I hear bad news bears. Let's get this deck over here. What was the nature of this bad news? Rebirth. Oh, man, that says you gave a try to something, and it was not the best idea. You was coaxing a lion. You were coaxing a beast. You tried to give a rebirth to something, and it turned out to not be good news. Let's see. In the present energy, we have the Strength card in reverse. This is somebody's taking control over a situation that it's long overdue is the way it's coming through. Hold on. Because maturity. They said just keep that card. It's face up for a reason. Because you've matured. You've realized that, hey, you can't just keep going in there tempting a beast and thinking it's not going to attack you. What's the hidden blessing in this situation? The Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. I hear, and each one gets to sit with their own fortune. Each one gets to sit with their own karma. Each one gets to sit in their own energy that they have brought about for their self in this situation now. I mean, the Page of Wands was an opportunity to do something different and fun and exciting and adventurous, but somebody did not take advantage of it. And while we have one here who was continuing to call out with this flute, this person is playing a flute. It's like a very angelic spirit saying, come on, it's funner over here. It's funner over here. And yet the lion still is being very, it's baring its teeth. I mean, it's growling, it's roaring, it's fighting the flow of the opportunity here. So then we have this Strength card, and it's also coming through. Strength in reverse right now is coming through as weakness. Somebody had a weakness, right? So because the Strength card is here, I feel like this person is represented by the lion in this case. Look at the difference in these energies. Look at the mirroring going on. So it's like where it was and where it is. where it was, where it is. I see there's this beckoning energy. It's like, come with me, come go with me. The old school song from Expose. Yeah. Come go with me, make it feel right. Yeah. So it's like somebody had the chance to come go away from that energy, but they didn't find their strength to do it. And somebody's like, okay, maturity has to happen here. Maturity has to happen here. So let's see, why is the Wheel of Fortune showing up in the Hidden Blessing in reverse? Why is this here in reverse? Clarify this Wheel of Fortune in reverse in the Hidden Blessing. And I got that it's each one having to sit in their own energy. Silence. Look at this. So wherever there was a loss, this is causing one to sit in silence. And it gives that energy of, if you don't appreciate my presence, well, consider my absence a blessing. It's like this blessing is to open up that intuitive nature, to get this person to sit down and stop talking and be silent, to tune into that deeper part of their self. Whatever loss has been experienced was set to have one to get more in tune with the inner divine natures, because whatever this strength that was available, they didn't take advantage of it. They didn't run forward with it. They knew they needed to change something with this Page of Wands in reverse. They knew they needed to change something, and they had everything to focus upon to help them to change it, but they chose not to. They chose to be weak to it again. So let's see what's the challenge now. And the Four of Wands, to take that. The challenge is the home situation is a challenge. The community situation is a challenge. Maybe that for someone, this person, I don't know where you live. This is you. Oh God. And let me just say, all of a sudden, since I started doing your reading, my belly is itching. My belly keeps itching. Do you hear me scratching my belly? And this is giving me solar plexus chakra energy. And look at all the yellow. Each of these cards has yellow in it. And there's so much yellow in this. It's like, do what you know you need to do. Take that initiation. The challenge is to take that initiation that Spirit gave you and move forward with it, because it's like you got to cross your finish line with this. You got to cross the finish line with this. That's a big challenge. So let's see what we have. We have postponement and flowering came out. And there's the dissonance. There's a dissonance there. Look at the difference in the appearance of these two ladies, the face. I feel like somebody is angry looking over at your blossom. You're blossoming. So your challenge is to continue to go down this path while others are looking at you and they're feeling like they're delayed. They're not there yet. They're feeling far from the finish line, but there you are. You're blossoming in this energy. And you're both looking right at each other. You're both looking right at each other. Look at that. Eyesight, vision fixed on one another. But there has been a delay. There's been a delay, and that's a challenge. What is the delay? It could be a delay in marriage. It could be a delay in a deeper level of commitment, because that Four of Wands is a marriage card, right? So there's a delay here. It's like the waiting period between picking the fruit and, you just planted the seed. Hello, it's going to take some time for it to come through, right? Let's see what is the external influence, the Seven of Wands. Force and taking the higher road, taking the higher ground, being in a position that others want to try to knock you from your position. External influence. External influence is somebody who's very egoic. Somebody does not want to. It's like all these opportunities and somebody's still standing their ground. Let's see. Totality. Somebody is having a hard time feeling like they're going to get caught in this energy, like they'll be supported in it. There's taking a huge risk here and standing out different, but there's a need to work together and not by yourself. Somebody is, okay, so this is being the environmental influence, either you or the person you're dealing with in your in your environment is is a person who refuses to cooperate, a lack of cooperation. There's a lack of cooperation because either together we rise or there is no together. And that's kind of like the energy of what it's like. These people were working together because they know that while they're out there swinging, they got to catch that one person. It's two people that got ropes. And not only that, all three of them have to trust the people that harness the ropes up there. There is no net. There is no safety net here. So somebody's afraid that they're going to be dropped, right? But in fighting against the drop, I feel like they're putting themselves at an opposition and they're not working together. There's a failure to work together that I see here. There's a need to work together. And I feel like this person who is the same person, and I feel like they're trying to see, well, how can this come together? How can we work together? The advice for you, if this is your reading, 5 of Pentacles in reverse, leave it out in the cold. They've got to go through this by themselves. You cannot fix them. You cannot fix what they have going on. The only one you have any control, any power over is yourself. All your choices are your own. You can't blame it on a tarot reader. You can't blame it on your parents. You can't blame it on your teacher. You can't blame it on society. You can use that as a crutch to limit you from going and doing the work you're supposed to do in the self-development you're supposed to do. It does not make it true. So in your case, let them, it's a very much a fend for their self energy that's coming through. Look, sorrow. They have to sit with their own sorrows. If they don't go through this sorrow, then they'll never do the work. In the pain is where you find your power. This situation that they found themselves is because there's a lack of spiritual focus. There's a lack of spiritual wealth. Their physical world is reflecting poverty to them because they're spiritually impoverished. And the physical world being reflecting poverty to them reflects that, hey, I got to find some wealth within myself so that I can see wealth in my world. Do they know that? They might have had exposure to that because the reading is on this channel, but they're in the learning process of it. So what is the outcome for you, my viewer? Oh, look at that, the 10 of Cups. That is a happy union, harmonious union, clarifying that, guilt. And this is like hot coals on their head. And then your guilt will come up. Are you okay with being happy, although somebody else is sitting in sorrow? Or are you going to take responsibility for that? Wow. Because the other party, it's just going to get worse on them. This is what this person doesn't want. They don't want you to be happy somewhere else. Even if this applies to your job, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want you to be somebody else's great team member. If this applies to a relationship, they don't want you to find a happy relationship with somebody else, but your outcome is the 10 of Cups. This is harmonious relations. It doesn't mean you're going to jump into another relationship. Of course it could, because there's a couple there with 2 children playing in the yard, and they're obviously in a romantic embrace, side by side, hand on the hip. I'm just saying. But either way, this is harmonious relationships for you, whatever you decide to do with it. The bottom of the deck is change. Look at that, the Wheel of Fortune, change. This change is destined and fated. And look at this. The Wheel of Fortune here and the Hidden Blessing is in reverse, saying this change has already been done. It's at the bottom here, which is a foundational, which says it's already been done. The changes that needed to happen are already there. Your challenge is to continue to move on, knowing that you can't allow this person's postponement to delay you any further. Let them sit in their own energy. Go get your blessings, and make sure that anytime these feelings of guilt comes up within you, you recognize that it is not yours, and send it back with love. Okay, send it back with love. You've done everything you can, and your blessings are profound and abundant. So with all that being said and done, I absolutely love and adore the part of me that aligns with you. Until next time, sending you the energies, the wishes, and the blessings of love and peace and happiness. Laters.